And back in April, we fact-checked some of the claims of former President Trump when we covered his visit to Grand Rapids then. And now that we covered President Joe Biden's visit in Detroit on Friday, 13 on Your Side political reporter Josh Alburtus verifies some of what the current president had to say.
Well, in a fiery speech, perhaps meant to push back on some of those calls for him to exit the race, President Biden touched on issues from the economy to the border. But just how true were those claims? Let's verify. Our sources include the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the Department of Homeland Security, and reporting from our colleagues at ABC News. First, let's dig into what Biden had to say about Michigan specifically in terms of how many jobs he says he added here.
390,000 of those jobs right here in Michigan.
We can verify that that claim is true. From the month he took office up into the preliminary jobs report from last month, the Bureau of Labor Statistics showed an employment number growth of just under 400,000 jobs in our state. But when we broaden it out, Biden also spoke to job numbers nationwide.
Since I became president, we've created nearly 16 million new jobs nationwide.
This claim needs some context. It is true that since the January that Biden took office, over 15 million jobs were added to the economy. But the context here is the big drop off that happened in the year before he took office due to the coronavirus pandemic. This has led many to dispute that a lot of those jobs under Biden were rebound jobs that came as the pandemic backed off. And when it came to the border, the president had this to say about the executive action he took early last month after Congress was unable to agree on their own deal.
So that's when I took executive action. I said, and since I did, the border encounters have gone down over 50%.
The acting CBP commissioner has since publicly stated that encounters at the southern border had fallen by more than 50% in the last 6 weeks. The president also criticized statements made by the former president, including this one.
He says if he loses, there will be a bloodbath.
Former President Donald Trump did say that at a campaign rally in Ohio earlier this year. But the context of this statement has been disputed. Where Biden made this comment amidst references to January 6th and the Supreme Court's recent ruling on presidential power, Trump's comments came embedded within a monologue of statements and policies involving the auto industry. He and his team have asserted that that was said in the context of a potential catastrophe for the auto industry.
So, Josh, now that we've verified the visits from both presidential candidates here to Michigan, can we expect your Verify reports to continue?
Absolutely, Juliet. We verified both of these visits we traveled to because that fairness is what you all at home should be able to expect from us. You're hearing just today, of course, that the former president and his new running mate will be on their way here at the end of this week. You can expect Verifies going forward into the rest of the year.
Josh, thank you.